The four great conquerors, a legacy of power and ambition. Alexander, Caesar, Genghis, Napoleon, four names etched into the bones of history, warriors, rulers, legends. But behind their glory was a thirst that no empire could quench. This is not just about conquest, it's about the cost of always wanting more. Alexander the Great. Alexander the Great was undefeated in battle. At 20, he inherited a kingdom. By 30, he ruled most of the known world. But it wasn't enough. He wept, they say, because there were no more worlds to conquer. His men, weary after a decade of war, begged to return home. But Alexander was not driven by gold or comfort, only glory. In India, facing the fierce King Porus, Alexander was wounded. Across the river, another massive army awaited. His men refused to go on. For the first time, Alexander listened. Soon after, he fell ill. Or perhaps he was poisoned. His body didn't decay for 6 days. A miracle? Or was he buried alive, trapped in a coma? His generals asked, "To whom does the empire go?" He answered, "To the strongest." That sentence tore his empire apart. Julius Caesar. Julius Caesar admired Alexander. When he saw Alexander's statue, he wept. At his age he had conquered the world. "I have done nothing." Caesar would change that. He conquered Gaul, crushed rivals, and seized power in Rome. Then he crowned himself dictator for life. But Rome was a republic, and the Senate saw a threat. On the Ides of March, 60 senators surrounded him. He was stabbed 23 times. His last sight, Brutus, his adopted son. With his death, Rome plunged into civil war. The republic died, and an empire was born. Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan conquered more land than any man in history. From China to Europe, his empire stretched across continents. He didn't claim to be a god. He claimed to be vengeance. "The greatest joy," he said, "is to crush your enemies and take their women." He was feared, respected, ruthless. But his death, a mystery. Shot by an arrow, killed by plague, or murdered by a concubine. We may never know. He ordered his death kept secret. His funeral path was soaked in blood. Even in death, Genghis conquered silence. Napoleon Bonaparte. Then came Napoleon, a military genius of a new age. He didn't just fight battles. He painted them. "I love power," he said, "but it is as an artist that I love it." He memorized the movements of hundreds of thousands of troops, and with that mind he brought Europe to its knees. But ambition has a price. In 1815 he lost at Waterloo, captured but not executed. The British feared a martyr. They sent him to die in exile, alone. His last words, "France, the army, head of the army, Josephine." Even in death he dreamed of empire. They were warriors, artists of war. But they couldn't conquer the one enemy that awaits us all. Alexander, Caesar, Genghis, Napoleon. They all died desiring one thing, more.